friends, it's Vironika, and I want to talk about habits. Now, after I released the procrastination video, which you might have watched, I'll put up a link to it in this video as well, somebody emailed me and said, can you please do more stuff on building habits? And I love talking about building good habits. I love building good habits myself, so I thought I'd take up this opportunity. And I will be making future videos, but I thought I'd start off with just one really huge mistake that I noticed people are making, one really huge mistake that I noticed I was making, that when I kind of tackled that inside of my mindset, it really just revolutionized my relationship with my body, with my life. So that's what I want to share with you. The mistake is that you try to form a relationship with the habit or the goals that are related to that habit or the results that you get or whatever over trying to develop a relationship with yourself. That's what the habit has to be. In order to build any kinds of routines, right? You want to have a routine of taking care of your body. You want to have a routine of eating a certain kind of food. Maybe you want to eat less meat. Maybe you want to drink less water. Those are just tiny little habits. Those are just variations, right? They're kind of like different kinds of cooking, different kinds of ingredients. They're just this variety, this diversity of life. However, the fact that you have to eat must be a constant in your life, right? So eating is very different from the food that you eat. So when you focus on, when you're trying to build good habits and you're hyper focusing on what is it that I'm doing, okay? Like I'm going to focus on walking for half an hour every single day, or I'm going to focus on going to the gym, or I'm going to focus on running, or I'm going to focus on drinking more water, and that's all that you seek to have a relationship with, then what happens if you have a bad day, right? Or what happens if you get sick of the gym, or what happens if you twist your ankle, right? If you only have a relationship with that habit, and that's what you're working on, that one specific thing, then after that relationship is broken in any way, then there's a chance of you breaking your relationship with yourself, right? Just the process. What do I mean by relationship with yourself? The process of relating to yourself, the process of interacting with your mind, interacting with your body, interacting with yourself in this way where you ask yourself what you need, you give yourself what you need, right? Just having a relationship with your body. That's what working out is all about, right? And that gives you this room to explore different ways that you might be able to explore that relationship in the long run. I mean, I can give you an example out of my life. Like I do have, I have a bucket list. I don't know if you know that, but I have a bucket list of, kind of goals like in my career and like with my body and with my creativity, just things that I want to accomplish with my life. One of the things that's on that list, for example, is do 10 chin-ups, and another thing is run a half marathon. So those are not the only body-related goals that I'm all about, that I want to do for in the span of my life. However, those two are ones that I'm focusing on right now, not because I'm pushing myself towards them, not because I'm trying to have this specific relationship with them, but actually because it's convenient. I'm back in Canada. Like it's not too hot like it is when we live in the tropical countries. I can go running on the trails, so that's great. And the last 3 places we've stayed have had chin-up bars, so it's been a really good opportunity for me to rehearse through these things. But these habits are not the same physical care habits that I had this time last year. This time last year, I was pretty obsessed with doing hot yoga. I was going to hot yoga all the time. And I think I was also running. I mean, it's hard to remember the exact time, but I know that there's been times in my life where I was just really into doing YouTube workout videos, and that's all that I would do. And I would do YouTube 90s dance workout videos. And that wasn't the habit, though. That was just a variation on it. It's just one form, one diverse form, one kind of way to meet this need to relate to my body. And that's what I work on. That's what I tell myself I work on, and that's what I focus on. So if some days I don't want to do chin-ups and I don't want to run, then I'll find something else. I'll look at my body and I'll say, how can I relate to my body today? How can I interact with my body today? And when you focus on making that the habit, right, when that is the most important habit, I have a relationship with my body, then the way that you care for your body can just come and go, right? You can actually get into workout trends and fads and go and take that workout class. You can go and go hiking with a friend. You can go dancing. You can do anything, right? Because the habit is not the specific way that you care for your body. The habit is caring for your body. Now that applies to something like eating as well, right? Instead of making a dogma of what you're going to eat, saying, I'm going to be, like right now, I say I'm vegan, but I've cheated quite a few times with cheese, so I think I'm vegetarian, kind of bordering on vegan. And that's because before, it was really kind of a dogma thing for me. I thought I really cared about the animals, I really cared about the ethics of it. But I did some years ago actually try to eat meat, and I found that my body can't handle it. And so now it is about the animal industry, but it's also about interacting with my body in this way. And even if I do eat dairy, there's certain dairy that I won't eat now because I notice how it makes me react. But it's not like I am a vegetarian for my whole life, and I am going to be a vegan for my whole life. No, I'm just committed to the habit of exploring what I eat. Okay? And that's what eating healthy is to me. That is the habit. And whatever that looks like, it looks completely different. I travel around a lot, and in some countries you just can't get certain things. You just can't get certain products, or you go and certain other products are really cheap. So you kind of augment what you're cooking all the time. There's a diversity, allowing the way that your habits look, the way that your habits present themselves to be so diverse, allowing yourself to do different things every single day. However, maintaining this constant habit of relating to self, relating to what I eat, relating to being physically active. Maybe you're working on getting out there and being more social with people. Do not commit to specifically going to the coffee shop and starting up a conversation with one person a day or something like that, right? That might be a really useful way to help you build a more social relationship with yourself. You might do that for a week, a month, a year, but then it'll get old. Everything gets old, okay? You have to plan for that. Keep that in mind. If you plan for things to not only get old, but feel wrong, right? If you go to a certain kind of workout class, even if you buy like a 3-month membership, maybe you hate yoga. I've met people who just hate yoga. If you hate yoga, then don't go to yoga, right? Your commitment is not to yoga. Your commitment is to yourself. And as long as you keep this in mind and you work on reminding yourself of that, especially when you fail, right? Because there's so many times that we try to start on a better path of self-care, and then you have a day where you just don't feel like it, or you get too busy, and then the next day you look back and say, oh, I missed the day that I was supposed to work out. There's no like train that you're getting on. There's no like bandwagon and you're supposed to get on it, and then you look back and realize, oh no, I've fallen off of it, right? The wagon is inside of you. There's no way to get on it or fall off of it. Your relationship with yourself is always happening, okay? And the good habit that we're really talking about is becoming aware of that relationship and doing your best to influence it, okay? That relationship does not stop just because you say, I'm going to stop observing what I eat and trying to have a positive effect on it. I'm going to stop observing how badly my body needs to be moved sometimes and responding to that. The relationship doesn't stop. You still have that relationship with yourself. You just stop looking at it, right? Like, I'm not going to look at what my body feels like right now. I'm not going to look at what not having healthy eating in my life is doing to me, not having enough sleep is doing to me. But the relationship continues, and that is the foundation of building good habits. To, first and foremost, make it a habit to think of your journey as a self-relationship first and foremost, so that all of those habits can just come and go, right? Those like specific manifestations of what the self-relationship looks like can just come and go. You can do one thing one year, one thing another year, one thing today, another thing tomorrow. But your commitment is not to the things themselves, okay? The things are impermanent. Your relationship to them is impermanent. Your relationship to yourself, however, for as long as you're alive, is a constant. So we're recognizing something to be a constant that is a constant. And by having that constant relationship with the truth, right? By having this chronic discourse with, okay, that's me. That's what I'm going through, right? And making that a habit, making self-awareness a habit, then out of that, I promise you, all the other habits will just flow naturally. okay? And they will come and go. You'll do one thing for a week, another thing for a week, whatever, and it'll be okay because your commitment is to you, okay? Well, I hope that's helpful. Good luck.